Welcome back to Fox Explainer. Today I am going to show you a sci-fi horror movie from 2007 called I Am Legend. Spoilers ahead. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Watch out and take care. Dr. Crippen talks on TV about her big find. She has changed the measles virus's genes so that it attacks cancer cells. She says that all the cancer patients who have been treated with the cure have gotten better so far. After 3 years, the scene changes. New York City is now a lifeless, empty place where no one lives. Roads and buildings are covered with grass, and there is no sound in the city. It looks like the end of the world has come. Robert Neville and his dog, Sam, are driving through the empty town. A group of deer jumps in front of him, almost making him crash. He runs after them quickly. We realize it's a hunt when he tries to shoot them. The deer scatter and run down a road where abandoned cars are blocking the way. Robert runs after the deer on foot and tries to catch it. As he turns a corner, he gets a good look at the deer, but a lion that probably got out of the NYC zoo beats him to the kill. Robert isn't sure if he should shoot the lion and its family, who have also come to the scene, or if he should just let them eat the deer. At this point, Robert's watch alarm starts to go off, letting him know that the sun is going down and that he needs to leave. We see Robert's home. It looks like a war zone but is a typical American detached house. He bleaches the steps to mask the smell. Robert and Sam are having what seems to be a normal night. They are eating processed food and watching recorded TV shows. After taking a bath, Robert closes, locks, and protects all the doors and windows with big steel shutters. He sleeps with Sam in a bathtub, holding a rifle, while screams and screeches come from outside the house. He dreams about his wife Zoe, their son Marley, and Sam as a puppy trying to leave New York. Robert is wearing a military uniform. Since he is an army doctor, he decides to stay in New York alone to try to stop the virus. They tell Marley they are going on vacation. She sees that her parents are upset, so she shows them a butterfly to make them feel better. The dream scene is cut off when Robert wakes up and has to go back to his lonely life. Robert works out and goes to the basement of his home, which looks like a fortress. There, he has a small, high-tech lab. We can see that he has been trying to make a vaccine against the virus that has killed off most of humanity. He has given the vaccine, which seems to be just one of hundreds, to some mice to try to find a cure. Except for one, all of the mice are very aggressive. Robert takes note of this mouse and decides that the compound in question is ready to be tested on people. Later, Robert gets ready and goes to a video store where he talks to mannequins he has set up. This is the only time he talks to a real person. He seems to have made a game for himself to keep him from going crazy. There, Robert sees a woman mannequin that he wants to learn more about. He tells Sam that he will talk to her the next day while he is in the field picking up corn. Later, Robert goes to some nearby condo flats to look for supplies. He finds a room with a bed wrapped in plastic and another with 2 cribs. We can see the pain in his eyes as he feels for people who have lost loved ones. Robert has made a radio message and plays it over all radio frequencies. It says that he is still alive and that he will be waiting at the bay docks every day at noon for any survivors. Sam sees a deer while playing golf on a military plane, so he and his friend both go after it. The deer runs into an old building on the ground level, and Sam follows it even though Robert tries to stop him. Robert goes into the building because Sam wouldn't come back on his own. Robert looks carefully in the dark rooms. He moves quietly because he knows that dark seekers could be in this building. Dark seekers react to light and sound, so he hopes that blocking his flashlight with his hand won't wake them up. Robert wants to leave the building, but he can't do it without Sam, who is his only friend who is still alive. He sees the deer's dead body. So happy it's not Sam, he keeps on going. He walks into a room full of sleeping dark seekers and tries to get back carefully. Robert spots Sam under a desk. Sam moves back as if to let someone know he's there. Then, a male infected jumps out of the shadows to attack Robert, but he is shot dead. Sam and Robert both start running through the building to get away. Some more infected show up and chase after them. Some of them jump on him, but when he jumps through the window, the sunlight kills the dark seekers who were on him. Soon after, Robert sets a trap to catch one of the infected by breaking a blood vial on the tarp. When he does, the leader of the dark seekers runs out of the building, screams at Robert, and then runs back into the darkness because his skin burns when it comes in contact with sunlight. Robert brings the captured female dark seeker back to his lab at home. He uses the vaccine that made the mouse less hostile. At first, he sees good results, but after a moment of struggle, the woman stops responding. He gives her an adrenaline shot to bring her back to life and keeps changing his serums in hopes of finding a cure. At night, he has another dream about the time when his wife and child tried to leave New York during the chaos of its evacuation. He remembers the panic and terror on the streets as people try to leave the city before the infected take over. He finds seats for his family on a plane, and at his daughter's request, he takes Sam with him. Robert wakes up again just as they are about to take off. Before leaving, Robert sets his clock to 30 minutes before sunset. He hears old stories about people who were cured by Dr. Crippen's vaccine and then showed signs of rabies early on. After visiting the seaport in the morning, he goes fishing and talks to Sam about a birthday party he might throw for Sam. He needs to know right now. Robert does not like surprises. He is out driving when he notices that his mannequin has been moved. He is yelling at the mannequin and calling it Fred. What is he doing here? Robert loses his mind and kills Fred. During the night, the infected have set up the same trap he set up for them the day before. Robert falls into the trap. He gets hit in the head and blacks out. When he wakes up, it's dark and his watch is beeping. Sam is waiting for him faithfully. He finally cuts himself free just as it gets dark, but he trips over his knife and stabs himself in the leg. The leader who is infected then shows up with infected dogs. As the last bit of light goes out, they attack him. Sam fights off one of the dogs to help him. Robert manages to crawl back to his car and get a gun. He then shoots the infected dogs to death. He looks over and sees Sam collapse from a bite wound. He picks her up and puts her in the car. When he gets home, he puts Sam on a table and gives her an experimental vaccine. The vaccine doesn't help Sam. Robert notices that her hair is falling out, and she tries to bite him, so he has to kill her by strangling her as she struggles in his arms. As he says goodbye to his only friend, he's crying. He then goes and buries her in the street. As he promised to Sam, he goes to the video store and says hello to the woman in the window display. He begs the mannequin to answer. The dark is suffocating Robert. In a grief-fueled rage, he decides to fight all of the infected face to face. He sets up a dummy at the pier, and the infected run toward him. He drives his SUV fast into the crowds of infected people who wander the streets at night. He almost crashes off the end of the pier. The infected person's SUV flipped over. Just as the leader of the Darkseekers is about to kill him, a bright light shines on him, scaring them away. When the woman tries to find out where Robert lives, he gives her his address and tells her to go there only at dawn, so they can't find out where he lives. Robert has a blackout. When he is out, he dreams about the past again. This time, he dreams of the helicopter that his wife and child took to leave New York. As it takes off, an infected person attacks a nearby helicopter, which then crashes into the one carrying his family. When he wakes up, Shrek is playing on the TV in his house, and he gets stitches for his knife wound. He gets a gun and goes to the kitchen, where he has a momentary delusion that his family is there. Robert hasn't talked to anyone in so long that he's lost. Anna and her son Ethan saved him. They had heard Robert's radio message the day before and went to find him. Anna makes powdered eggs and bacon for them to eat in the morning. Anna talks about a plan to leave New York and go to a group of survivors who are immune to the virus in Vermont. Robert, on the other hand, says that everyone is dead and that there is no such place. This scares Anna and Ethan. Robert then says that he was keeping that bacon for himself. So, he did something bad. After he calms down, he says sorry to Anna, but he still won't let her go. He then takes Anna to his lab and gives the infected woman a shot of another serum. Anna begs Robert again to come with them as they clean up the house. He wants to know how she knows that Vermont has a safe zone. God told her, Anna says. He's got a plan. Robert starts to get mad. He tells her facts about the infection, like how 90% of people died from the virus, less than 1% are immune, and 588 million people turned into Darkseekers. Is that what your God wanted? He asks. Robert takes a grenade out of his drawer and throws it at the leader of the infected, who is smashing the glass because Robert took his infected wife. The grenade and the leader of the infected hit each other, killing all of the infected in the room. Anna and Ethan come to a strange place out in the country. A castle-like wall and a steel door block the road. Some people still alive live there in that enclosed community. Anna gives the human leader of that small town the syringe with the antidote, and in a voice-over, she tells us that Robert Neville has become a legend. The end. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more and hit the like button to help me out, and also leave a comment if you want me to explain your favorite film. Until next time, take care.